welcome back to Lucore Automotive Services. Today we're working on a pretty nice early S10 with an LS, and we are putting in an anti-roll bar. This is a bolt-in unit from Funkhouser's race cars out of California. Looks like a pretty neat kit. Let's get this thing inside, we'll show you how it's done. Very nice ride. Well, I am tasked with using this space. I have to install all of this. So we've got our brackets that take the place of the original shock mounts. We've got our lower spring plates. We've got spring sliders, anti-roll bar, shock mounts, and all the linkages and hardware. That must be for the slider. That goes with that. That must be bushings for the front of the leaf spring, probably. Or for this guy. That's probably for that guy. So, our new shock mounts. We're going to need new shocks with this kit. So right off the bat, I need to remove both of my shock mounts, my shocks, my lower plates, my shackles. Let's start slinging some parts. I'm hoping I don't have to pull the bed. But I may have to pull a bed to drill holes, but I won't know that until I get it out of here. So let's get the shock mounts off, get the shocks off, and our lower perches on our springs. Let's get those switched out because that's quick and easy. Oh, there's an exhaust pipe in my way. I'll put that there. Gravity's in full force today, boys. Mike's gonna enjoy this video. I think we're just gonna take both tailpipes out of this because they're melting the back roll pan anyway. Probably have to make new pipes anyway because exhaust is occupying the same space as our anti-roll bar is about to take on. Let's get those out of here. Just get it done with. It's like 9/16 maybe. Yeah, I was right, it is 9/16. Didn't drop that one. Alright. Cut those guys off. Creative. Oh, this is probably going to hit the floor as soon as this cuts through. Thought about it. It's coming right at you. Off with your head. Oh, battery died. Go figure. Alright. I got room to work. I won't bump my head today. Well, I'll probably bump my head today. I usually do. I'm not going to get to that bolt. That was dumb. You're going to do dumb stuff. You got to be tough. This one's going to drop, hit the ground too. Hey, kept that one. Alrighty. I wonder, I really hope these rivets, and those rivets, are the same size as the brackets. Because if they are, things will go much smoother. Does not look to be the case. Why wouldn't you sell a bolt-in kit that bolts into the holes? Or did the customer get me the kit for the late model S10 instead of the early S10? Because there are different kits. If I gotta pull the bed to drill 2 holes, that's gonna be disappointing. Let's switch our lower plates out. Squirt. Just a squirt. Hole's not big enough. I guess I can just open up my hole. Just drive it on there. I think I'm just going to drive it on there. It'll be nice and snug. Fits perfect. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Let's start our crossbar before we tighten that entirely. Who keeps beeping me? Alright, let's find our hardware for our crossbar. 3/6 of the same bolts, probably packaged together. These tight. I like it. That's what you want. You don't want it to move. I bet I have that upside down. I have not found any directions for this online, which probably just means I'm a moron and don't know how to do a simple search. It says get directions, but I think that's get directions like to drive to Ramona, California. I don't need that. I don't need to drive there right now. I don't need that in my life. S10 suspension hop-up kit with the old pricing on it. You guys need to update your website. I would say these probably need to be indexed up. Can't really see that in the pictures. We'll change that. Because these are super tight, and that will allow me to just zip the nuts on with a impact once I've driven these through. Doink. Oh, they have a shaped contour that matches the piece. That's pretty cool. They don't line up if you put it in upside down. That's nice. Grab the ratcheting wrench because I'm going to have to drive these bolts through. So this is going to draw the springs together a little bit. Let's tighten down our crossbar. We have our lower mount installed. Contours match. That's pretty cool that they built that into the structure. Extra details. Shock mount. Tie down points. Nice. It's got built-in tie downs. That's awesome. That's a race car part built by a racer. Let's cut out these old shock mounts. And then figure out what we have to do with this cross piece. Beep beep. My shirt. You're gonna be doing some drilling. Hey Matt, is this Funkhouser? Hey, I got a question. I'm either a dummy and can't find directions, or but I've got a S10, the early S10 anti-roll bar, and I'm doing an install on for a customer. Which holes do you locate the frame mounts? Obviously you remove the old spring perch or shock mounts, and then there's holes from there. I was expecting them to index off of one of the upper holes, and then you drill the other. Okay. Then they probably ordered a late model one because the holes are a different width. It's pretty early. What year is this thing? Sorry, the pictures on your website didn't have the wider upper. Okay, that's what I did wrong. I had the bracket on upside down. Awesome. Right, and I'm actually doing a video on this, so we'll talk about all this stuff. That's why I wanted to call and just say, hey, what am I doing wrong? Because I was confused, and then as soon as you said the wide piece goes on top, I realized the index was correct. So no, yeah, all the way back to 85, like so that your kit will fit them all, and yours you base it off of a 90. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Cool. Well, I appreciate your time, man. You have a great day. See ya. Bye. Yeah. All right. I'm a dummy, and I was putting it in wrong. Bigger hammer. Let's get that close. Then we'll put our crossbar in before we make our final tightening on those. That way it pulls it all together. So very pleased to be able to get a hold of the fellas at Funkhouser. Very nice dude. Yeah, that's a van, the work van. How we roll out here in Ohio. May not be fast, but it's loud. Well, this job can be done in your garage. I don't know if I'd want to do it on my back in a garage.
Laying on the floor.
Okay, the hard part's over. For the most part. I'm gonna get another bolt up in there. These are shock mounts. I'm not going to install them yet. They're packaged with their hardware to mount them. You've got fully adjustable lower shock mounting point. The upper shock mount is part of the upper crossbar, which I'm going to put in now. Bolt it down to the side plates so that they're all pulled together. I can make sure it's square in the chassis, and then I'll lock down my plates, drill my bottom two holes, put those bolts in. Beauty. Man, it fits just like it was built for this truck. The fella I spoke to at the shop said he's installed these on 98s and 2000s. I'm installing it on an 85. So, looks like it should fit them all. Pretty good. Here's our anti-roll supports. Pretty nice bits. Looks like a Delrin insert. Billet eyelets. Grade 8 hardware throughout this kit. Very nice kit. Very pleased with it so far. Man, he's got those holes super tight, man, on all this stuff. And I'm not complaining. I think it's awesome. I'm going to put some grease in there just because I'm me. And then I can tighten down my top plates, drill my lower plates. And this part of our install is almost complete. So me being me, I was going to put some grease on these bushings because, you know, everything's better with lube. But I'm like, you know what? That's a Delrin, or at least it looks like it's a Delrin bushing, and Delrin is self-lubricating. So I was like, you know what? I'll call the guys and see what they say. They engineered it. They have a program in mind, and there's a reason they want it done a certain way. So I asked them, I'm like, hey, should I put a little grease on these, or should I leave them dry? And he's like, well, Delrin is a self-lubricating material, which is why we chose it. We want them to run dry so that you're not putting grease on it, because grease attracts dirt. Once the dirt gets into the grease, it accelerates wear on the bushing. So there's no grease necessary. They run them dry so that they don't attract dirt and grime and grit, and they work. So we're going to put them together dry as they are designed to be done. Well, needless to say, Funkhouser race cars make some really good bits. They're very well engineered. I like what I'm seeing from these guys. FunkhouserRacecars.com. Check out their bits. I bet they've got something for you too. They are not messing around with their clearances. Nice action. I did clean the powder coat off the ends with a wire wheel. Nice and tight. It's going to work very nicely. They did not give me shocks, so I'm just going to put the shock mounts on real quick. Pretty straightforward install. Well, I'm very much liking the Funkhouser race cars rear anti-roll bar setup. Very well built piece of equipment. Very impressed with your stuff, Matt. I'm going to go ahead and put in the rear sliders next. And that'll allow me to drop the springs down enough to drill my 4 holes for here. And then we're pretty much done in the back. I had one of my left hand 3/8/24 Heim needs cleaned up with a tap, and I had to order that because I don't have left-handers for 3/8/24 in my bag of tricks, but I will now here soon. Looks simple enough. Let's take these shackles off and drop the springs down. Throwing stuff on the floor again. And it's time to drill my 2 holes. You can see over here, I've already got them done with the shackles out. I've got enough room to get my drill up in there. And then the sliders go in. Little tab on the inside, big tab on the outside. Drill those 2 holes, install the bolts. I have to do that over here yet. And I got to press out my bushings for the aluminum bushings. So it's time to start drilling. us up to this point in this video. Matt at Funkhouser, or Matt Funkhouser, he is Funkhouser Racing. Very cool dude. Called him up a couple times for some assistance, and he was very helpful. Super cool dude. Very happy to have his parts going on this truck. I have new bushings coming for the rear leaf springs because the ones that were in the kit are set up for the Caltrac style, which have a smaller eyelet in the leaf spring. So I took some measurements, he custom fabbed some. They are somewhere between here and California. They should be here on Wednesday, which is a couple days away. And then it's Turkey Day, so ain't nothing gonna happen to this truck till after I digested my body weight in turkey and stuffing. So we're gonna get back to this one next week. I have longer upper ball joints coming, and I am gonna probably lop a coil out of the front just to get the nose down a little bit more, and maybe do an upper control arm modification to get better down travel. So hey, check out what we do with this one on the next round. We'll keep moving it forward. Thank you for watching. Click like, subscribe, leave us a comment below. As always, have a great day. See you soon.